Welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play Resident Evil. In the previous video, Chris Redfield finally acquired the shotgun, which is a very useful weapon, especially against zombies, but I would actually recommend using the Beretta against the dogs. You could use the shotgun against the dogs, but I personally find it a little bit of a waste. I find the Beretta to be more effective against zombie Dobermans than the shotgun. But now that we have the shotgun, we can do stuff. We can do very cool stuff. For example, we can now deal with you. Headshot for the win. There's another zombie here that's being obscured by Chris. Oh no, I did not want that to happen. And I shot the zombie and didn't kill him. I wasted a couple of good bullets there. Luckily, Chris is well, he actually takes the damage. And this room is locked, a carving of a helmet. So there are 4 keys. We got 3 of them. We got the sword key, the armor key, and the shield key. But there is also the helmet key that we will need to find. But before we go out there, I'm gonna equip the Beretta for now. There's a room in here, and there's this corridor out here that we saw on the map. And the sound of chirping crickets at night mean that we are outside. And the clicking of claws on the ground means that there is a dog. Where are you, puppy? Where are you, Doberman? Come on. There he is, just in the corner of the screen. But we can handle him. Nope. Way to go. Keep wasting bullets. One more should do it. There we go. Wasted some extra handgun bullets there. The Doberman has now been put down. Now we can explore this. There's a door at the end of the corridor. It's locked. And there's appears to be a plaque over here. When the sun sets in the west and the moon rises in the east, stars will begin to appear in the sky and wind will blow towards the ground. Then the gate of new life will open. So we can't leave the mansion just yet. We have another puzzle on our hands. And you may remember, we got the wind crest from the tiger statue. That's one of 4. There are 3 other crests to find. It's a very unique puzzle to Resident Evil. Although it kind of got a bit of a cameo in the Resident Evil remake. Those of you familiar with it. And we're going to enter this room here and see what lies in wait. Crows. The crows are what lie in wait for us, as well as a portrait over here. The title is Give Me Peaceful Sleep. This is something that I actually prefer the director's cut changed. In the director's cut, the title is From Cradle to Grave, which is a much more fitting title. And the birds, so many birds. The birds are staring at me. Picture of a tiled middle-aged man. There's a switch below. Will you push it? No, we don't. Because as I said, from cradle to grave. There are portraits here, and there are landings with birds. If you get the puzzle wrong, the birds will attack. If you provoke them, the birds will attack. Give me the peace of death, and I will give you the joy of life. That's the final puzzle, but we don't want to press that one. We actually want to start from the very beginning of life, which is picture of a young man. No, we don't want to push this one. As I said before, this is called From Cradle to Grave. Picture of a newborn baby. There's a switch below where you push it. Yes, that's the first one that we want to start with. And we actually don't want to go back there because that is the title of the puzzle. And we want to find, do this in order of from youngest to oldest. Picture of an infant. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. So that was a newborn baby and an infant. And now we have a picture of a lively boy. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. And now the boy grows into a young man. There's a switch below. Push it? Yes. This puzzle was changed in the remake. It has a very different theme. Picture of a tired middle-aged man. There's a switch. We shall push it. I should actually mention that with the Sega Saturn version of Resident Evil, there was a supplemental material in the form of the true story of Biohazard, which not only contains notes on the development of Biohazard, but contains some interesting things such as a series of notes written by the architect of the mansion, a man named George Trevor. His notes were removed from the original Resident Evil, however they were put back in the remake, which was a nice decision on Capcom's part. And we just press the switch of the old man, so this should be the final switch to press. And there we go, there is another crest that we need. The Star Crest. Now, interestingly, this music is actually, for those of you who have managed to find videos of the Biohazard demo back in 1995, you will notice that this theme was actually the mansion hall theme originally, but later it was changed, and now shenanigans. Run from the birds. Birds are attacking. Run, Chris. Go, go, go. Run from the birds. Don't get hit. Get in there. And now we've escaped from the birds. Well, we survived a crow attack, even though we didn't really need to do that. You don't actually have to fight the birds in particular. But also, we need to, now we're actually here, we can now actually put the crest in the door, so we don't have to hold on to it. We'll need to get the wind crest from the item box, and put that in there. But we don't want to do that just yet. What we want to do is we want to go upstairs, which we can now safely do because we have the shotgun, and we're actually going to reload it so that it has a full clip of ammo. And now we can go back in here, because we dealt with the zombie in this room before during our previous trek through this room. Now we can go upstairs and finally start exploring the upstairs of the second floor, of the east wing of the mansion. And there's a zombie forlornly standing here, and he's not standing anymore. Now, for a game that was made in 1996, this game still looks and feels amazing. If you look at the model of the original zombie and you look at the one from the remake, the remake may be slightly better, but it still feels the same, and the doorknob is broken. We don't want to go down there just yet. Instead, we want to unlock this door. Now, going back to the Biohazard demo, there would have been some writing on the wall here, written in blood, possibly from one of the surviving yet doomed researchers, but it's not there now. It's a shame. There's another zombie, and I missed. I wasted a shotgun shell. I really should not be wasting shotgun shells right about now. I don't really have many to spare. There's another zombie in that corridor if you heard the shuffling. But it's this room here that I wanted to go in before, but well, we're here now, so that's all that matters. And on the shelf is a book, a green book. The Botany Book, the one that I mentioned about medicinal herbs. As you may know, there are many plants that have medical effects. I think it's meant to say medicinal. Since ancient times, humans have been healing wounds and diseases using various plants. Excuse me. Sorry about that. In this book, we're going to sample 3 herbs that grow around the Raccoon Mountains. That's meant to say the Arklay Mountains, or Raccoon Forest. And give their outlines as examples of those plants with medical properties. Each herb has different colours and different effects as medical plants. The green one recovers physical strength, the blue one neutralizes natural toxins, while the red herb does not have any effect by itself. The red herb is only effective when it is mixed with other herbs. I've already explained this, but excuse me again. For example, if you mix the red herb with the one that recovers physical strength, the recovery effect will be tripled. By adjusting the amount and experimenting with these 3 herbs, you can create various types of medicines, but I'll leave the details in your hands, because that's the best way to acquire true knowledge, and thus the Botany Book has been filed. So that was a nice bit of light reading there. And this door is now open, although we don't want to go back out there because otherwise we can't get back in because the doorknob is broken. And now we're on the 2nd floor. Unfortunately, we don't have a map of 2nd floor just yet. Though we might find one later. So when we return, adventurers, we shall continue our explorations of the 2nd floor of the mansion. Until next we meet.